Shine with Kendelllenice. Real talk for real people. Let's shine together.
All right, welcome to Shine with Kendelllenice. I am your host, Kendelllenice. Allow me to introduce myself to you just a little bit further. I am a certified transformational life coach, speaker, and author, as well as a certified meditation practitioner and content creator. I'm so glad that you decided to join me on my life podcast. On this podcast, I will educate, elevate, and entertain you with various topics. We will do live coaching, and I will hopefully give you a different perspective on some of your favorite topics and introduce you to new ones. I'm not sure how you stumbled upon this podcast. I'm just so glad you did. Before we get started, do me a favor and subscribe to this podcast wherever you're listening and rate if you are able to. Thank you so much once again for tuning in, and now on to this week's show. Today's show is sponsored by 617 Lip Love, Organic Lip Moisturizer Balm by Kendelllenice. Get yours today at leniceboutique.com. This product is for men and women, and its signature flavor, eucalyptus mint. It's the bomb, y'all. Get it today at leniceboutique.com. Protect your lips, heal your lips at all costs. 617 Lip Love Organic Lip Moisturizer Balm. Get yours today at leniceboutique.com. Support Black businesses, support women-owned businesses. leniceboutique.com. All right, welcome. Hey everybody, it is Kendelllenice, and welcome to Shine with Kendelllenice. I can't sing, but I think I sound pretty all right there. Welcome to Shine with Kendelllenice. Thank Lenice. If I didn't have this name for 50 years, I would have thought that I just discovered this name, Kendell How's everybody doing? I hope you had an amazing week. I haven't talked to you in about 2 weeks. I'm trying to decide if I want to continue the weekly podcast or do it every other week. So tell me at kendelllenice@gmail.com. What should I do? I have some people like, I miss you every week. And then some are like, I still listen to the podcast. I'm going to, because I have a lot of new things going on. But you know, my podcast is one of the things that I've done first. And I'm just so proud of, because I get a lot of great feedback. So I'm never going to stop doing my podcast. And I'm trying to decide. I definitely want to do it still once a week. I'm trying to decide on the day. So that would be the only thing that probably changes. Usually do it on a Friday or Saturday, sometimes on a Thursday, the last couple of months, since all of these shifts have been happening, which I'm going to be talking about today. Switching gears, changing gears, switching it up a bit. But I'm still going to bring it every week. I think I'm going to do that. But just watch when I go live, or watch when a new podcast is uploaded, an episode. So that's why you have to subscribe to this podcast, because then when it comes up, you're like, boom, Shine with Kendelllenice is on. Let's see what Kendell is talking about. So I just work through that right with you live. I'm going to do it every week. The day of the week, I'm not sure yet. It'll probably be towards the end of the week, but that's why, again, you need to subscribe. All right, so a lot has been going on this week, but yesterday I heard that Kelly Price was missing, and that really, my daughter sent that to me, and then after she sent it to me, I was seeing that all over the place that, she had COVID. She posted something on, and this is singer, for those that don't know, singer Kelly Price, powerhouse singer Kelly Price. And I just was talking about her a few months ago when I saw the season, the last episode of the First Wives Club, season 2. And it was her, Shantae Moore, and Deborah Cox. And I was just like, wow, that was amazing. That was amazing. But she posted a video in July saying that she had COVID and she wasn't doing well. And then now that she's missing, a report was, a claim was put in by her children, her adult children in their 20s, and her older sister, who is the matriarch of their family, that she, after the video, shortly after she went into ICU, she went into the hospital. She wasn't doing well with COVID, and her kids were going up there. Her family was in touch with her, FaceTiming and contacting her. And then when they went to go visit her or see her, they noticed that, or I should say the staff said that she was discharged. Now, none of the family that had been seeing her knew. So then they hadn't heard from her for months. So she has a boyfriend. So everybody's like, we don't know him. And she was married. Kelly Price was married almost 30 years, and then she got divorced a few years back. And she's talked about it openly, that she struggles with dating and trying to find the right man for her as an adult and all of that. So she had a couple of boyfriends, but this was the latest one. And she's posted before about him and how he's got her. And the family is now really thinking, oh, he's got her in a different light, because they haven't talked to her. They haven't heard from her. And I know her mother died, her grandmother died, her grandfather died, her sister died, and it's just two sisters left. And this one is speaking up like, hey, she's missing. And then the lawyers came behind her and said, oh, we talked to her. She's just resting in a different location with COVID. And the sister's like, the kids are like, that's not how we roll. That's not how it is. We don't think she's okay until we see or hear from her ourselves. So keep Kelly Price and her family in your prayers for sure. All right. Let's start with this week's Life Note. All right, it's time for this week's Life Note. All right, so a Life Note is a quote, a saying, maybe even a prayer that'll take you through this episode, tomorrow, next week, next month, or through the rest of your life. So today's quote comes from, now let me just explain for the people that are just tuning in for the first time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm not sure how you stumbled upon this podcast. Hopefully somebody sent you this way, but I'm so glad that you're here. So I start each show off with a life note, right? And I usually get wisdom from different people and, different sayings like Maya Angelou or Les Brown or someone powerful. Today, the quote is by me. My quote, I got t-shirts, I got it trademarked. My saying is, it's never too late to remix your life. And that is the life note for today. All right, so let's get into the subject. Today is going to be a relatively short episode because I don't feel like I need to drill this home as much as the last one, how to deal with conflict and how to 4 styles of communication and all of that jazz. But it's going to be relatively quick because I wanted to make sure I was faithful to the consistency of the podcast, and I wanted to put up an episode. But I have a busy day ahead of me, but I said, let me stop in the middle of this. Hold up, daughters. I know we got stuff to do, but let me go on and talk to my people. All right, so changing gears is what this episode is about. So all you mechanics out there like, yeah, changing gears. If you have a stick shift, you change, you slow down, you go to 1 and 2, and you turn it to the left and to the right so you can get to, yes, same concept, but not the same. So adopt a different approach to a situation or task. That's what changing gears are. So to switch gears, to change speeds, to accelerate or slow down when driving is the idiom. But let's switch gears when you're talking about life is about changing the tone, changing the environment, changing the situation, changing the discussion, changing you within the situation or discussion is changing gears. And sometimes in life, you have to change gears, switch gears, move about life in a different tone, in a different way. If your life is working for you brilliantly, you may not want to change gears. You might say, Kendell, switching gears, I did that already. I don't want to switch gears now. I'm coasting. And that's fine. And some people like the same thing every day, the same way. Kudos to you. That is fine. But if you don't like how it's working, or you need to add some salt and pepper and some Lawry's and some Bobby Brown seasoning and some Morton's Nature seasoning to switch it up, spice it up, then this show is for you. But I don't want anyone else to turn away, because you might find a gem in this show as well, this episode. All right. So, as a life coach, I see a lot of people. I have some new clients starting next week. Yes. But I see a lot of people, and a lot of people seem to say they're stuck. But I like to say they're at a crossroads. And when you feel, quote unquote, stuck, that's when your body and your mind gets to moving and saying, you know what? Some things got to give. Some things got to change. I need to switch it up a bit. I need to fall back. I need to accelerate. I need to slow down, gather my thoughts. And you all know, if you follow the show and you follow me on all social media platforms at Kendelllenice, you know that I'm on a healing journey, even as a life coach, and I heal from the inside out, even when I'm coaching. Now, I'm the type of life coach that's not I don't have a perfect life, right? Those are the life coaches that you want. I've been doing this for 20 something years, and life is about evolving and growing and healing and learning. And that doesn't stop, no matter how old you are, 50 for me, or what your profession is, a certified life coach. It's about a continuum of growing, learning, changing, transforming, discovering. So if you want a life coach that is certified, educated, books and life, I'm your woman. And I'm on a healing journey, and I'm trying to open up a center for transformational life coaching, for wellness, for meditation, and for healing and growth and freedom. So that's my goal, to do that very soon. So when I talk about switching gears, that might be the type of gear that you need to switch, like seeking some assistance, removing people from your life, evaluating who is in your life and what's going on in your life, discovering the meaning of life as far as a career or a job, or wasting time in life, or discovering new things about yourself that you didn't know at 20, 30, 40, 50. This is the time to switch gears, because you're not going to always be able to switch gears. As long as you're here on this earth, you will. And some will say, well, I won't know, I'm dead. But you don't know when your time is. You don't know with sickness and health and all of that, and different things that are happening in life. I always say the time is now. So if you needed a sign, this is your sign to do things a little differently. And sometimes, like a stick shift car, you have to do it manually. Now, if you've ever driven a stick shift, they have manuals on how to do it, right? And let me even switch gears on this. Okay, so you have an automatic car. An automatic car is you put it in drive, reverse, neutral, and it just goes, right? A stick shift is manual. So it's not an automatic shift. It's manual. So when it's time for you to go, you have to move it to 1, move it to 2, move it to 3, reverse. You have to do it on your own. And sometimes in life, you get stuck in the automatic, where you're just letting your life live you. Whatever your purpose is, whatever you're called to do, you're not doing it because you got the hustle and bustle of the children, the spouse, the work, and everything you're doing. So you're just in automatic mode where you feel like a mummy. You feel like a robot. You're just, let me go downstairs to make breakfast. Let me go in here. Let me do this. Let me do that. Same day, you're on autopilot. Where manual, when you're shifting those gears, you can decide if you want to slow down, if you want to speed up, if you want, because you're controlling your car. Your car is not going to run unless you decide to put it in the gear that needs to be put in. Like, you don't have to, if you put it in drive on automatic, it's just going to drive. It's not going to, you know what I mean? So you have to decide how you're going to do that. So when you're driving a car and you're shifting gears, right? Or switching gears, it's a transition. It's a change. You turn it. You alter it. You shift it. You blend into it. You ride into it. That's what you're doing. And you have to look at it like that. Life is really like that. And if you want some spice in your life, if you want to change some things, then you need to change it. Now, when you're driving a manual car, a stick shift, you have to decide what you're going to do. And someone has to show you how to do it. So you can't, can you just get in a car and start driving a stick shift on your own? Maybe, but I have taught 4 or 5 people how to drive a stick shift in my life. And every person that got in there, they thought they might have known what they were doing, but they had to really get the feel of the car. They had to understand the car. They had to see how it works. I had to give them instruction to do it, and then manually they did it. Now, if you go into an automatic car, sometimes you can just hit drive and hit the gas and you just go. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what you're going to hit, but you have to be intentional when you're driving a stick shift, or the car will not go anywhere. And that's how you have to look at your life. Now, everybody can't drive a stick shift. You've met people who cannot drive a stick shift, no matter the age. And the people that I met before I taught them, they didn't know how to drive a stick shift. Before somebody taught me, I didn't know how to drive a stick shift, right? So you have more people that know how to drive an automatic car opposed to a stick shift, right? There's only a certain type of person or a certain amount of people, the percentage, that know how to drive a stick shift. If you don't believe me, ask people that you know. Hey, you know how to drive a stick shift? You know how to drive a manual car? Ask people at work, ask people in your family, ask your friend group, and I guarantee you the majority will say no. And that's what it is with life. The majority of people are automatic, autopilot. It's a special handful of people that live their life intentionally with that type of purpose, that type of vision, that type of strategicness. So you can be a part of that and switch gears in life. Now, with a car, what happens if you shift gears too early? So I want to see that with a car. So let's see what they say about a car, and let's see if it applies to life. Changing too soon results in your engine struggling to provide power and can result into a stall, which is dangerous if you're driving on the road. Using a higher gear to pull away can result in I don't even know this word, like a catalytic converter, converter. I know my daughter had to get one, but damage due to improper fuel burn. All right. So all of that to say, your engine will struggle to provide power and can result into a stall. Think about that. Think about that. So if you try to shift gears too soon, or you don't know what you're doing and you're not strategic about that, then your engine can struggle and it can result in a stall. And what did I say earlier? Stuck. A crossroads. In the middle of the road. So, when should you change gears? Let's go back to the cars. And the mechanic's like, it's a catalytic converter. Okay. I had to think about it. Because I'm thinking as I'm reading. You ever do that? Like you're thinking and you're reading faster than the words because you're like, I'm understanding this and I'm going to tell you how to relate it to life. So, all you mechanics out there, so when should you change gears? Because I'm a mechanic, I'm a life coach, I'm a life mechanic. How about that? Slow down and change down gears if needed. First gear if you're turning into a narrow or uphill road. Otherwise, second gear, making sure that you release the clutch before you turn. So you got to release that clutch before you turn. Now, all of you people who know how to drive a stick shift, you know exactly what I mean. To the people that are in automatic, you have no idea. But there's a proper way that you work your gears. So you put it in first gear when you first start, and sometimes you have to downshift to second or third, depending on where you're going. I love driving a stick shift because I feel like I'm in total control of my life. My car. So when you're driving a stick shift, you are in total control of your car and what you're doing. When you put it in automatic and you put it in drive, that's it. Now you have control over the pedals, whether you're fast or slow or, stopping or going. But it's a whole different type of feel. It's a whole different type of vibe. And you people that drive stick shifts or have driven stick shifts, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a certain power that comes with that. There's a certain type of power that comes with driving a stick shift. You feel like a boss, woman or man, when you're driving a stick shift, like, I got this. I got this. It's a different. And everybody can't drive a stick. How about that? All right. So that's what I am talking about. So that analogy, honestly, I haven't written anything down at all. At all. With this podcast, I wanted to just talk to you about life. The only thing that I looked up is what happens if you change gears too soon, to see if that would apply to my message. And voila, look at God. Look at God. And that's what happens. So everybody needs to learn how to drive a stick shift, because that's another tool under your belt. You're not one-dimensional. Right? Yeah, I can drive an automatic. Got that. And I can drive a stick shift too. What? You want to be able to have that duality. You want to be able to do more than just one thing in life. You want to be able to live the way that you want to live intentionally, or just chill out and let God just drive the plane, drive the life. And you're doing that also with a manual or a stick shift or switching gears, but you still have to do your part. You still have to do your work. And a lot of people get those two things confused. If they're in autopilot, they're like, I'm going to just let God, let go and let God. Yes, you're supposed to do that. However, faith without works is dead. So you still have to figure a way out to do your part for the way out. And a lot of people, once they hit target marks like 25 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 60, then they forget how to manually and intentionally move about their life. And then next thing you know, they're in a crossroads. And crossroads is a beautiful place, because that will make you go into the gear of switch. All right, what do I need to do? All right. What do I need to? Okay, this isn't working for me. Let me try this. No, let me go it this way. Let me do it that way. And that's when that mode comes in. And that's when you're like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired of this going this way. I'm tired of getting up doing the same thing. I'm tired of being unhappy. I'm tired of being in this relationship. I don't like this job. This is what I want to do. Let me switch gears. Let me stop whining and complaining. Let me stop doing this the same way. Let me be intentional about these gears that I decide to switch. I'm tired of being on automatic. I'm tired of only being a mother, only being a wife, only being a husband, only being a dad, only doing this. I'm tired of going to this same place for 25 years. I'm tired. Let me switch gears. And that's what life is about. Life is about switching gears, changing it up, making better choices, making moves, and growing. I'll be right back, and I'm going to conclude the show with ways to help you change or switch gears. Be right back. Are you stuck in an unhappy relationship or a dead-end job? Are you having difficulty moving to the next level in life? Are you looking for love or romance? Are you looking to achieve and accomplish your goals? Are you looking to get more clarity on your vision? Do you struggle with self-esteem? Are you looking for insight, trying to figure out what you're trying to do with your life? These are some of the things I can help you with. Hi, my name is Kendell Lenice, and I'm a certified transformational life coach. For more information about my life coaching services, please visit livingtruelivingyou.com. Now back to the show. All right. We are switching gears. Switching gears. Pop. Switching gears. So I was looking at realbuzz.com, and they had the top 25 tips to change your life. And I'm going to read a couple of these, but I'm also going to give my 2 cents. And I like to use the word transformation, or to transform your life. As a transformational life coach, I like that word a little better. All right. So if possible, they tell you to travel the world. If it's possible, you should make sure you fit in some type of travel. If you can't manage that backtracking trip around the globe, they say, then consider going somewhere to a faraway location where the experience will totally be different. And that can be even life-changing for you. So if you've always wanted to travel, and I'm just going to expound on these. So if you always wanted to travel, and I know we're in COVID season and you have to be mindful, definitely be mindful. Definitely wear your mask. If you want to get vaccinated, definitely do that. I can't tell you what to do with your body or what you should be doing, but make sure you protect yourself and make sure you protect others. But travel where it's safe. I was reading something, and even if you can't travel the world or you don't want to go across country because of the quarantining situation, and sometimes you have to do 2 weeks and it's a long time. I was watching the news, which I never watch the news. Actually, my husband was watching the news and I caught this on there. But they had the safest U.S. destinations for fall of 2021. And they were Vermont, Washington, D.C., Berkshires, Massachusetts, San Francisco, and Door County, Wisconsin. Never heard of it, but apparently those people ain't playing when it comes to vaccinations and when it comes to masks. And I was just in D.C. last week, and so I'm glad to have seen that. Yep. Wait, give me 1 second. Somebody is commenting me about, I'm doing a panel next week, and I wanted just to turn that off. So my apologies. Hey, Jamie, I'm talking about you. If you're listening to this podcast, I am talking about you. My phone keeps going off and off and off, and it's Jamie, and she's going to be a part of this panel, Why People Cheat. That'll be next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So next Tuesday's date, for those that want to listen, is the 28th. So it's going to be live. It's going to be on YouTube. So check it out. Why People Cheat. I have a whole panel doing that. Now back to this list. Change your job. Now, if you want to switch gears, changing your job might be not your God. Your job might be just what you need. If your job is becoming routine and a burden more than a blessing, then your workplace is where you spend most of your time. And if you're unhappy and you're miserable there, then you might want to be able to change that. Number 3, they have sell your home. Now, some of you might not be able to do that. If you have been thinking about selling your home, downsizing, getting something smaller, or maybe getting the space that you need so you don't feel so restricted and confined, then you might want to think about doing that if you're able to do that. Number 4, they have switching gears is do volunteer work. I love that. Volunteering makes you feel good. It makes you feel good about yourself. And it's a great way and a practical way to help others. Volunteering means that you're giving other people an opportunity to experience you and how you care. That's my opinion with volunteering. And to me, you have to give back in this world. You have to be of service to somebody at some point. Maybe that will give your life the purpose that it's looking for. Number 5, change your routine. I love it. Having a regular routine is a safe option, but sometimes, y'all, it's a boring option. If you do the same thing on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then you are going to be bored and you're going to be like, I need to switch gears right now. And you do. So just because it's Taco Tuesday, don't mean you got to have a taco every Tuesday, because you might want to switch gears and have filet mignon or whatnot. No, you might want to have filet mignon. You might want to have, a vegan burger. You might want to have some spaghetti, like some people say. You might want to have spaghetti. But change up your routine. That's a great way to switch gears. Number 6, they have having a goal. So, of course, that is a way. If you're trying to save up for a vacation, if you're trying to save up for a new car, if you're trying to save up for in vitro, whatever you're trying to do, have a goal. And then that's something that may excite you and something that you would look forward to. Number 7 they have is do something that scares you. So basically tackling your fears, skydiving, if that's something that you want to do, deep diving, fishing, swimming with dolphins, which I want to do. It doesn't scare me. It kind of excites me, but I want to do that. But kind of look at your fears. Number 8 they have on here is write an autobiography. It's so funny that I kind of did that in this church group. And it's about embracing your purpose. And we had to write about our life, and we can decide what we wanted to share and what we didn't, or what we were going to share in these 15 minutes. So it says write your autobiography. Child, my autobiography would be a trilogy. I would have a few books on books, but then I wouldn't even know where, like, I started even with this one and I did that and I was proud of that, but it's so much to put into an autobiography, because you're starting from the beginning of your life, and then you have to remember some things, and you probably have to ask people some things. And I love autobiographies. They're my favorite types of books, because I love to hear people's stories. That's just a part of who I am, and personally and professionally, I love it. Number 9, get more active, and change up your routines. If you keep talking about you need to lose weight or you need to gain weight, then do something about it. Get more active. And activities can come in many different ways to get your body pumping and going. And I like number 10, get a new image. Your image might be the one thing that you feel like is holding you back. And I was talking about this with someone the other day. I'm like, some people got the same hairstyle for 30 years. Some people wear the same jewelry that they had since high school, and that was 30 years ago, 40 years ago, or 20 years ago. I see some people wearing the same Letterman's jacket. Switch up your image. This is something that I want to do, because I like rocker chic kind of vibe. Like, I like clean lines, but I also like a little edge in my clothes. I like to be like, I call it rocker chic. I love that kind of edgy look mixed with classic looks. And I just want to just change my whole wardrobe, because I got so many clothes that I don't even wear. I don't even have space for them. I don't even know where to put them. And I'm like, okay, I need to get rid of some of these older clothes. And I got a lot. I got rid of a whole lot, but I just want to revamp some things. And sometimes that's switching gears and you'll switch gears. You can do that. 11, sleep more or less. I would go for more. Yeah, most people need to sleep more. Hopefully people don't need to sleep less. Because that means if you're sleeping all day long, then you might want to get checked for maybe exhaustion or depression or something else. But you can't be productive if you're sleeping all day. Number 12, change your diet. I'm all for that. Get some more fruits and vegetables in your life. Switch gears on your health kick. Stop eating all that junk food, all that processed food, all that takeout food, and really change your diet in a great way. Change your outlook on life is number 13. Be more positive instead of being negative. Change your life to being intentional and purposeful and meaningful, and change your outlook. Look on the bright side of things. 14, yes, Lord, change your friends. Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you got people around you with negative vibes, no positive energy, jealousy, different things like that. It's okay to have your solid group of friends, but sometimes you have to change your friends, to change your outlook, to change your, the way that you see yourself, the way that you see others, the way that you experience others. Sometimes you need to change your friends. I love that. 15 is read more. You already know new ideas can impact you. The way that you look at other people's lives, the way that you read a story, the way that other people's stories can inspire you. It's so many different things that you can change and to make your life better and switching gears. Also, you can give up alcohol. You can really pay attention to your life and how your life is moving. You can conquer stress, treat yourself, be intentional about living your best life. Because after all, you can't live your best life if you're not here. You can't live your best life if you're not really intentionally living the way that you want to live. If you feel like you're stuck in a rut like a duck, then you need to switch gears and you need to get you a stick shift and you need to take control over your life. Okay. Y'all, I thank you so much for taking this time to be with me, sit with me, walk with me, exercise with me. However you're listening to this podcast, I'm so glad that you are. I didn't want to forget you all this week, and I am going to be back at you next week. So make sure you subscribe to this podcast and make sure you take care of yourself this week and tell somebody you love them. Most importantly, look in the mirror and tell yourself. Be intentional, be purposeful, be happy, be blessed. Until our next time together, love you guys, and I mean it. Take care. God bless. Peace. This is Shine with Kendelllenice. You know it. Don't forget to tell your friends to subscribe to this podcast and like and comment. And if you have any questions or concerns or issues, comment. If you can comment within the realm of where you're listening to the podcast, because this podcast is everywhere. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Amazon Audible, all of those. Wherever you get your podcast, listen. But also email me at kendelllenice@gmail.com if you want me to coach or talk about a particular subject that you're struggling with. Until next time, God bless y'all. Peace.
Shine with Kendell Lenice. Real talk for real people. Let's shine together.